All right, and we're back with number 5. Here we go. Again, like number 4, I'm going to use a sum and difference formula. I'm going to use sine sum and difference formula. Okay, so I have the sine of 195. All right, so I can rewrite that as the sine of, sorry about that, 150. 150 plus 45. Remember from our last slide that the sine sum formula is the sine of x, or 150, times the cosine of y, or 45 in this case. If I can write the 5, that'd be awesome, plus the sine of y times the cosine of x. So sine of 45 times the cosine of 150. And if this could write, oh my God, where did we go? It just started. We just started. How could it be jumping already? I just don't understand. Do you understand? Because I sure don't. That's a 150. Alright, you're just going to have to trust me on that. 150. Alright, so sine of 150 is 1/2. Cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2. Plus sine of 45, which is root 2 over 2, times cosine of 150, which is negative root 3 over 2. So I multiply straight across the top. Root 2 over 4. Multiply straight across the top. That's a negative, so negative root 6 over 4. And I would just write that as one term, where it's negative root 2 minus root 6. Or excuse me, root 2 minus root 6 all over 4. That's a 6. God. All right, so we're getting to some law of sines problems here. Remember with these, I want to draw a picture. So D, E, F. Okay, angle D is 40 degrees. Side F, which is across from angle F, is 7. And side D is 26. So I have a side-side angle, which is the ambiguous case, which means I have to test, are there two triangles? We'll see. All right, well, how do I test that? First, I got to do is use the law of sines. So remember, it's the sine of an angle over that side, the opposite side. So sine of 40 over the opposite side of 26 equals the sine of f of angle f all over 7. Fraction equal to a fraction, cross multiplication. All right, I have 26 times the sine of f equals 7 times the sine of 40. All right, I'm going to do some calculations here. So I have, what do you got here? 7 times the sine of 40. And then I'm going to divide that by 26. And I get the sine of f equals 0.173058. You want to use as many decimal places as possible. All right, so remember, in order to find an angle measure, I need to use the inverse trig operation. So inverse trig operation looks like that, sine inverse. Remember, to get the inverse trig, I just hit second sine. So these disappear. All right, they're inverse of operations over each other. That means, therefore, that they cancel each other out. And I get f to equal, what do I get? 9 F's about 9.97 degrees. Okay, and remember now, are there two triangles? Well, I have to test that. And how do I test it? Well, I remember to get F prime, I do 180 minus 9.97 to get 170.03. Well, if this made sense within the context of the problem, then I would continue. However, if I have 170 degrees and the other angle is 40 degrees, that's more than 180. Therefore, there are not two triangles. So I cannot use this. All right, so I only have to do this once, which saves us a lot of time. All right, and it's really good for us. I mean, like, that's sick. That's sick. Angle E, I get just by subtracting 9.97 and 40 from 180 degrees. Okay, so angle E, I get a measure of 130 because I subtract 9.97 and 40 from 180 because the angles in a triangle are 180 degrees. Now, to solve a triangle, I need to know all the missing sides and all the missing angles. So I keep going. I'm going to use sine. I'm going to use angle D again because there aren't any decimals. Sine of 40 over 26 equals the sine of angle E, which I just found out was 130.03 over whatever E is going to be. Cross multiply. Sine of 40 times E equals 26 times the sine of 130.0. Can this fit? 3. All right. Remember, do this in your calculator. 26 times the sine of 130. Enter. Divided by the sine of 40. Okay, so E should be, what did I get? 30.97 degrees. Not degrees, sorry. Just 30.97. Okay. Oh boy. Another problem. Solve the triangle. So always draw a picture first. So I have side, 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 side. Means law of cosines. How do I know that? Well, law of cosines is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2. Wait, hold on. Let's make this c, and we're going to make this an a, and then we're going to do times cosine of c. Here's the deal. This letter here and this letter here will match. Okay, it's on your sheet. I just tried to wing it off the top of my head. Didn't go so hot, obviously. All right, but we can just battle through it. All right, so c is 3 squared equals b squared, which is 9 squared plus 10 squared minus, oh, bless America, I left some important stuff out here. This is 2ab cosine c. So minus 2 times 9 times 10, or 10 times 9, either way, times the cosine c. Struggle is real, apparently. So 3 squared is 9. Okay, so I got 9 equals 181 minus 180 cosine of c. So I get negative 172 divided by 180. You get 0.95 A lot of 5s. A lot of 5s. And then a 6. Okay. And then remember, I'm finding an angle, so I need to use the inverse operation to find angle C. Now, if my mouse wasn't so aggravating, I would write cosine inverse here. I might as well. And it's really, see how aggravating that is? Like, wow. 17.14 degrees. Alright. Once I find angle C, I'm going to use angle C to help me find angles A and B. Alright, so then once I find angle C, I'm done with the law of cosines. Now I want to use the law of sines. Because I have an angle, I can go sine of 17.14 over 3 equals. And you can use A, or you can solve for B, whichever one you prefer. I'm just going to go A, because A is first in the alphabet. In case you were wondering. Cross multiply 3 times the sine of A equals 10 times the sine of 17.14. Divide by 3. Alright, and then remember you take the sine inverse of our decimal. So I get A to equal, what did I get? 79.22. Now, I have A, I have C. I can solve for B by subtracting from 180 degrees to get 83.64 degrees. Okay? Next one. Solve each equation. Alright, now we're solving. Jumping to 14. Jumping to 14. Okay? Wow, I just made a jump. Huge jump. Gotta find. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop here, and then we'll just continue with 14 on the next video so we can go like in some sort of order. Alright?